The New York Knicks are back in action on Saturday night when they host the Pacers. However, the injuries continue to pile up for the Knickerbockers following the trade deadline. So let's talk some Knicks hoops and preview this upcoming matchup with Lee Escobedo, co-host of the Knick of Time Show, joins me now. Lee, what is going on, my man?
What's up, Dexter? Thanks for having me back. And as I always at the start, I want to acknowledge and thank Jay Ellis, Ebony, and Ryan G., three Black intellectuals who have brought me into their podcast to foster some heavyweight discourse in our beloved Knicks. And also shout out my pops. I love you.
All right. Love the shout-outs. Always appreciate you guys. I was hanging with you guys the other night after the Knicks-Mavericks game, and that was a good time. And, Lee, we got to talk about this. Thursday, trade deadline. We spoke about this a lot on the show the other night. The Knicks acquired Alec Burks, Bojan Bogdanovic, and the general response around the league seemed to be praised for the team's moves. How excited are you to see both players suit up in a Knicks uniform, and how do you think they're going to impact this roster?
Woo! Before the trade, I thought the Knicks were an Alec Burks move away from winning the championship. We need a backup point guard and playmaker who can knock down the open three in Tibbs' read and react system. And adding Bogdanovic to that deal, that's a move I was all about on the podcast 2-3 weeks ago. That solidifies the Knicks win the championship this year. Nobody would argue that we won the trade deadline. But I also want to have a referendum on my main man, Tom Thibodeau. Last time I was on here, I was on the fire Tibbs train because I thought he had not beaten a more higher seed team in the playoffs except one time. Last year, he did that. He was able to be flexible. He was able to roll the hot hand, and he trusted the young guys. And because of that, I now believe in Tom Thibodeau.
Look, I got to give you credit, man. Last time you came here, you were on the Fire Tibbs movement. You have changed. Now you are on a new train, and that is that the Knicks will win a championship this year. No judgment. Might be a little bit too early, but I see the train you're on. I see you. I see the change, Lee. I see the change. On Thursday, we also learned this. OG Anunoby, he has underwent elbow surgery. He's going to be out at least 3 weeks. Center Isaiah Hartenstein is out for Saturday's game against Indy with an Achilles injury that he suffered on Thursday against the Mavericks. And Jalen Brunson, he's questionable for Saturday's game with a sprained ankle. On a scale of 1 to 10, Lee, what is your level of concern as these injuries for the Knicks continue to pile up here?
Honestly, 0. The All-Star break would give the Knicks around 12 days to give these guys some rest. Based on reporting, none of these injuries are season-ending, and Leon Rose has made a trade with Burks and Bogdanovic that gives up depth at the 3 and 4 positions. And Bogdanovic is going to bring you 20 points per game, 41.5% shooting from 3 on 7.4 attempts per game. Now, that allows Randle and OG to get quality rest while we continue to have a second or third option on the point of attack. When healthy, the Knicks have the best starting five in the NBA, the best bench in the NBA, and the best 9-man rotation in the NBA. Leon and Tibbs have built a team to withstand injuries on the Nets man-up mentality. As long as we're fully healthy for the playoffs, we're going to win this championship, and Knicks fans will be outside forever.
Man, you were really out here hyping up the Knicks fans. Championship talk. All right, I like the energy. Now, not sure exactly who's going to be on the court for the Knicks tonight. We just talked about Jalen Brunson being questionable and all the other things, but they play the Pacers at the Garden, second time in 10 days. What will be the key to the Knicks bouncing back and beating the Pacers once again?
Man, if you're a player, when you catch the ball in the open court, let that thing fly, man. I need Bogdanovic and Burks to be aggressive. I need my main man, Precious Achiuwa, to continue to ball out. But let me tell you something, Dexter. Donte DiVincenzo, this kid's a future all-star. I said on the podcast when RJ Barrett was traded that Donte had a higher ceiling than RJ because of his elite three-point shooting. There's an all-star berth in DiVincenzo's future. We are witnessing the evolution of a generational shooter. A lot of people say this team is built like the 04 Pistons. I actually think they're built like the 1990 Pistons because just like Isaiah Thomas was then, Jalen Brunson is now the best point guard in the NBA.
Man, a lot of proclamations from Lee Escobedo, having the Knicks fans hype. Keep letting it fly. That seems like a pretty good strategy for tonight against the Pacers. We'll see if they do that. Alec Burks and Bojan Bogdanovic should be in uniform for the Knicks. We will see if Jalen Brunson suits up for this one. I'll be watching. I know Lee Escobedo of the Knick of Time Show. I know that he will be watching as well. Lee, good to talk to you. I love the vibes. I'm going to have to check on you in a couple of months and see if that championship train is still rolling. But we will talk soon, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you, man. I already bought my ticket to fly to New York for that parade. Me and my pops going to be there outside, live and direct from Dallas, Texas, baby. Let's go Knicks.
All right, man. I hope I see you there. Thank you, man.
Blessings.